Hello my motor enthusiasts. Today, we delve into the exhilarating journey of three-time Formula One champion, Max Verstappen. Fresh off his latest triumph at the Qatar Grand Prix Sprint, Verstappen's reign in the 2023 season is a sight to behold, with an impressive 14 wins in 17 races. Doused in celebrations, from a special gold helmet to champagne-infused FaceTime calls with his mother, Verstappen's momentum is unstoppable. However, it's not just about the wins, and the trophies for maximum balancing his racing life with family and personal time is a key ingredient to his success. Looking forward, he may not have his eyes fixed on a fourth title just yet, but with Red Bull's potential dominance and a new partnership with Ford on the horizon, one can't help but wonder, could Verstappen rewrite the Formula One history books? That's the burning question as we all ride the high-speed rollercoaster that is Max Verstappen's racing career. Welcome back, my motor enthusiasts. This is your host, Enzo, at the helm.
And it's William Turner here, joining in.
Remember, we're revving up these discussions every day here on F1 Motor Fever podcast. Make sure you've subscribed and hit that notification bell to keep up to speed with us. Now, let's go full throttle. Quite the spectacle, isn't it? Verstappen's journey from a 17-year-old rookie to a three-time champion is something worth marveling at. Just a few hours after his victory in the Qatar Grand Prix Sprint, there he is, sitting next to the World Championship trophy with a permanent grin on his face. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Absolutely. And the man certainly knows where he's going to showcase his latest silverware. Just imagine having a World Championship trophy sitting next to your fridge, or in a display case by your TV. Talk about a conversation starter.
Indeed, and let's not forget about his remarkable record this season. 14 wins in 17 Grands Prix, 10 pole positions, and a whopping 211-point lead over his teammate Sergio Perez. It's been a one-man demolition.
It's almost surreal. And his celebrations reflect the magnitude of his achievement. From receiving the sprint medal for second place to soaking up the love of his team, all decked out in special World Championship gear.
And let's not forget that special gold helmet to commemorate his triumph. The celebrations didn't stop there, a team photo, the traditional Red Bull spraying party, and finally, a well-deserved breather with a FaceTime to his mum. A day truly etched in Formula One history.
Absolutely, the kind of day that races into the annals of time. It's going to be fascinating to see what's next for Max Verstappen.
Verstappen's reaction to his mother celebrating with champagne was priceless. It's poignant to hear him describe her as both proud and nervous at every single race. Having been a racer herself, she understands the pressures and challenges associated with the sport.
It's a beautiful relationship, isn't it? And it's not just his mother, his father was there as well, and according to Verstappen, he was more fired up than him throughout the whole weekend. It's clear his success is a family affair.
Absolutely. And speaking of success, Verstappen shared that each of his titles feels different. The first one was very emotional, but this one, in his words, has been the best one in terms of performance and dominance as a team.
It's quite a journey. From dreaming about getting to Formula One, perhaps winning a race or being on the podium, to sitting here as a three-time world champion. Verstappen admits he never imagined it would be possible.
And what a transformation it's been. When he first entered Formula One with Toro Rosso in 2015 as a fresh-faced 17-year-old, he was a fast but at times flawed racer. Now, he has learned to harness his immense skill and mental toughness under pressure.
Yes, he's pulled back a few percent in the heat of battle, which has led to consistency, and that has paved the way for a relentless run of success.
Despite this success, he still strives to be better. It's this constant pursuit for improvement that makes him the champion he is today. He may not suddenly pick up pace, but he's always pushing to be better. That's the mark of a true champion. Verstappen's growth as a racer comes with maturity, both on and off the track. He talks about the general experience in the racing environment and how every year brings new lessons not just in racing, but in life. One can certainly see the impact of these learnings in his decision-making in high-pressure situations.
That's quite profound. And he's also learned to strike a perfect work-life balance. He's laser-focused during race weekends, but the moment he's on the plane home, he's able to switch off and focus on his family.
And he sees that ability to switch off and live a normal life as vital. As for his plans to win the fourth title in 2024, he's leaving that for the track next year.
It's a wise approach. And there's an interesting point to consider here. If Red Bull maintains their dominance through this rules cycle, which ends ahead of 2026, Verstappen could be a five-time world champion, just two away from Schumacher and Hamilton.
And given that he has a contract until the end of 2028, and with Ford working on the power unit for Red Bull from 2026, the possibilities are certainly intriguing. Yet, despite all these prospects, he doesn't seem to be bothered about chasing records.
That's true. It's about the passion for winning, the love for racing in the moment for him. And it appears that the day he doesn't fancy it anymore, he'll leave, no matter where he stands in the records books. That's a racer with a true sportsman spirit.
Verstappen seems very content with what he's achieved. When asked about the future, he expresses a remarkable sense of fulfillment. He says, "To be honest, it doesn't matter. I'm already very, very happy. I never thought I would achieve something like this. Anything else that comes, I'll happily take it, but I'm already very happy."
It really speaks to his character, doesn't it? He's not chasing records or titles, he's already achieved more than he ever imagined. But if more success comes his way, he'll welcome it with open arms.
Indeed, that's the mark of a true champion. A sportsman who takes immense pride in his achievements, but remains humble and grounded. His journey has truly been remarkable, and we're eagerly looking forward to what the future holds for him. William Turner, fancy giving us a bit of an internet pulse check? What are people saying online?
Duncan Dixon Coffee posted, quote, citing Hamilton's role model status is a troubling FIA move, unquote.
Interesting, and how have people responded to that?
Nuka79 responded with, quote, aren't all drivers classed as role models in a way, and yes, even Sargent and Stroll, unquote. Frosty Till chimed in, saying, quote, yes, and knowing they could get harsher penalties based on their status and popularity seems very odd. Hierarchical penalties based on role model status lifted from statistics showing how much merch a driver sells at a weekend, unquote.
Oh, that has sparked some discussion, hasn't it?
It indeed has. Dunhiller made a witty comment, suggesting a £1 fine per 1,000 social media likes over the weekend. Techina7 then joked, quote, finally found the real reason behind Lewis's alt account, unquote.
Ha! What else do we have?
Fire202 responded to Frosty Till's comment with, quote, penalties like that would be awful. Good that no one wants to introduce something like this, unquote. Prestigious Media 887 then made a jibe about Lando Norris, saying, quote, that means Lando is screwed if it's based on merch sales, unquote.
Ouch. Anything else?
Lawrence Barretto gave a well-thought-out response saying that all drivers are role models to some extent, but others like Vettel, Hamilton, Alonso, Verstappen who have elevated status within the sport are even more so. He then highlighted that the FIA stating in the same breath that Hamilton is a role model and they are revisiting his Qatar penalty, perhaps insinuates that higher role model status is grounds for harsher punishment which is inequitable.
Well, that's certainly a hot topic. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. We've navigated the winding tracks of the latest race events, shared some fascinating insights and even enjoyed a cheeky peek at what the internet has to say. Your company on this journey is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to hit subscribe and activate notifications so you're always in pole position for our new episodes. Share the love for F1 Motor Fever podcast with your friends, family, and fellow Formula One enthusiasts. Let's continue the conversation in the comments.
Quite right, Enzo. We've had a good laugh, put a few world to rights, and even stumbled upon some internet gold. Remember folks, our podcast keeps its engines revving daily, so you won't want to miss the next episode. Who knows what we'll uncover?
Indeed, we're always excited for what's around the next bend. A big thank you to all our listeners for joining in today's ride. We're looking forward to the next episode already.
So, until next time, keep your engines running and your spirits high. Enzo and William, pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold.